Today I am joined by Kalkadungu and Bidjara artist who is now based here in Naarm. They are known for blending acid, techno and trance in a way that pushes boundaries, seen not only through their sonic landscape but also in their hybrid live sets. Appearing on Triple J's Mix Up, playing festivals like Big Sound and supporting names like Jennifer Loveless, Rona and DJ PGZ, it is clear as to why their name is becoming a staple on many lineups of the present. On the production side, their releases like Dig Dance and edits for ADHD Unlimited showcase a sound that's as bold in the studio as it is behind the decks. Alongside that, they also co-run Same Way, a party series that's quickly become a fundamental collective for forward-thinking sound and community-driven dance floors. I'm very lucky to be joined on Club Elevate by the one and only WVCHWY.
What's up? How we doing?
Very well, my friend. Nice to have you in the studio. It's been a bit of a journey for us to get here, setting up the cams, doing all that, so thanks for your patience. Super thrilled to have you in here. What's been going on in your world?
Oh, just lots of gigs and that, and working towards this new release coming up in November. So yeah, been busy producing.
Very exciting.
Cooking.
And cooking. Yeah. Cooking behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So we might as well jump straight into that release, I reckon. So the release is coming out in November. What's the release name? I have been seeing singles being dropped.
So the release is called Makings of Me. Yep. It's just like a fun, like kind of debut EP kind of vibe, acidy. I don't know. Do you know Alpha Tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go like that kind of like early days key/key label, like slash label.
Yeah.
A lot of Alpha Tracks influence, a lot of Narcissus, a lot of, that kind of like neo-techno, bit 142 kind of.
Kind of like that. It's a kind of like proggy techno sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alpha Tracks is dope, really dope. Alpha Tracks is playing at Ballista, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's dope. Very keen to hear all of those. Artwork is really nice too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who did the artwork?
I just cooked it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Help from my sis. She's like a artist, so
wow,
help me do some editing on it and that.
Cool.
But yeah,
is that just like on Illustrator or Photoshop?
Yeah, Photoshop mainly.
Yeah. Cool.
And also got some like help from got a crew back in Brizzy, Synctum Creative. They're like a visual effects like company doing stuff for films and TV mainly, but they do like art stuff too, and they're also like tied into like the kind of rave scene up there.
Sick.
Doing like live visuals and that kind of stuff. So.
Wow, nice. What's the rave scene like up in Brisbane?
There's stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's not many venues that kind of allow for that sound or like techno and stuff. I mean, there's Echo and Bounce. There was Door 84, but that closed, unfortunately. But then there's like sewer raves and stuff, like people are, doing cool stuff.
The underground stuff.
Like Soap Rave and, there's other ones, but.
Yeah, I mean, you would have somewhat of a luxury up there in terms of like being able to rely consistently on the weather being decent.
Yeah.
To be able to post raves.
Yeah, that's it, eh? It's always sunny.
Sometimes I've been like, had it in the pipeline to go to one of the bridge raves here or something like that, and it's like freezing outside and
freezing,
it's like
wet. This is kind of nasty.
I'm not overly keen to
you get mud on your kicks, you're like, oh.
yeah, for real. It's like not exactly what I want to be running. So that's cool. I'm keen to dive a little bit more into that stuff in a bit, but I want to I actually always start the chat with how we met. I was thinking about this, and do you remember when we met?
Was it at Sonda or?
It was actually at Pitch. Only.
Pitch, just.
It was when we were in the buggy to go to drop Sarah and Log off
True.
to their set because that was
the crew.
Yeah. That was our posse in the buggy.
Yeah, MG was whipping it.
Yeah. Jay was driving. Yeah, exactly. But it was only really brief because like I was passing out because I was about to go play. Sarah and Log was saying it was like very, hey, everyone, let's get in the buggy. You know, it's all coming back.
It's all clocking. Yeah.
Because and the reason I remember it is because there's this. I remember taking a selfie at the front, and there's all of us in the back.
Look out.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Dangerous crew.
But yeah, that was when we first met. It was obviously very brief, but then since then, I actually don't know if I spoke to you or met you at Sonder, but I remember speaking to you before and afterwards.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm getting confused.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was really sick as well. I mean, we'll dive into that in a little bit, but I want to wind it back to you, young Isaac. What's Isaac's first exposure to music? What sort of stuff were you listening to and exposed to, I guess?
Yeah. I've got a really musical family. Like, my uncle's like a professional didge player. Grandma's like an opera singer, like from the blackfella side, and then like my mum has a doctorate in music, mainly like classical kind of stuff, and did a doctorate on like the different teaching methods of violin, like Western versus Eastern kind of areas of the world. So I lived in India for a bit and like learnt traditional Indian kind of violin, and then had like obviously like the classical Western influence, and then so I don't want to say that I was forced to learn music, but I was kind of like given the opportunity by mum to like pick up instruments. So I was like always had like a guitar in my hand or something. And then like so have that kind of classical folky. Unironically, mum listened to like Darude and like Prodigy and stuff like back in the day, and then dad's more like blackfella country, a bit of a metal rock head. I don't know if you know the band Wasp. It's like a 70s like metal band, and they've got some banging tracks. So, kind of grew up on that as well. Bit of reggae as well, because reggae has like a huge kind of influence, especially up north, for all the mob, like around the islands, and because like Kalkadungu was like Mount Isa way is like under Gulf of Carpentaria, so reggae kind of made its way into that a little bit, and then kind of grew up on that stuff, and then obviously my sister's huge influence as well. She kind of introduced me to like Odd Future. And then also like Kate Trinata and like Porter Robinson, Maddie, and like old school kind of electronic stuff, which kind of lent into like what I was kind of getting into myself. And then I kind of built my own kind of flavor and flavor palette. And then, fell in love with fell in love with acid, that kind of early 90s, mid 90s, like acid techno, house, Eurodancey stuff.
How did you fall in love with that? How did you get exposed to it?
Just like kind of digging for new IDs, and then like found a love of kind of that acid sound. I don't know, probably like a bit of like, Alpha Tracks, honestly. Like that was one of the first artists that I was like really like listening to, and then I was like, well, I want to learn about acid and where it like originated. So I started researching 1987 in Chicago, like Future with a PH released Acid Tracks. And that was like the first kind of like acid kind of, that's what kind of made acid mainstream. And then like by the early 90s made its way into Europe, and there's some sick kind of stuff. There's a label out there called Stay Up Forever. And it's got some like next level tracks that I like love rinsing. There's this track by Carbine called It's Funky But It Ain't House. That's a banger. And then there's like, anything from that label, like A&E Dept, they've got a track. Forget what it's called. Oh, it's called The Rabbit's Name Was like ...
You're great with your ID names. I'm hopeless.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty bad, but I'm like trying to like remember some. But
You're incredible. I'm a visual person, so like I know what the track will sound like. That's why like when I'm playing records, I like I've spoken about this on the show multiple times, that people listening will be like, oh, here he goes again. But I always forget all the track names, but I remember the artwork, and so like when I pick it out of my crate, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what this is, you know.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of like its name, I'll probably know the label.
Yeah.
But in terms of the specific track name, like you've just outlined there, it just doesn't sink in for me. It's really annoying. It's frustrating, and I'm like it's nothing worse. I'm sitting in a club or at a festival, and you know, it's nothing better than when you're standing there with like one of your mates and you're like, know the track and you discuss it or whatever.
You like whip it out on Bandcamp and you're like, oh, I know this track.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can like hear it coming in really early. You hear like a talk or whatever and you're like, you know what it is. But then it's just me. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, just getting eaten inside because I'm like, I know this song. Like I have it on my USB. I can actually tell you which folder it's in, but I can't tell you what the name of the track is. You know what I mean? So it's a battle in my head. But I want to wind it back to your R&B stuff. So you ran a label and still do up in Brisbane. How did all that come about, and where's it at now? What's the sitch? I know we hit a milli the other day. On one of your tracks, but talk to us about that.
Yeah, so kind of like while I was studying, like got a background in engineering, studying engineering. Whatever, that's a different side to me. But while at uni, met a bunch of like other black fellas, and then we're like kind of started like, they're all musos as well, and then we started making tracks together. They're all like hip hop, trap kind of singers and stuff, rappers, and then I was like more kind of on the production side. So I was like early days producing hip hop and trap. We kind of made a collective called Big Buru Beats, like triple B. I don't know. Buru means it's just like a naughty word. Yeah. But we made triple B, and then that we're like, oh, how are we going to like actually get our music out there and distro it? And we're like, let's make a label, and then we're like, let's actually like support other black fellas, not just trap and hip hop. So it kind of turned into like, a whole spectrum of like neo soul, country, rap, just everything. And then I was like, at the time, of like I loved Frank Ocean, still do, like real like, and Dijon and like that kind of McGee kind of chill kind of R&B, old R&B, folky kind of indie stuff.
Yeah.
So then I started making that kind of stuff as Elf the Great. And that was what I was doing for quite a while, and then moved down to Melbourne, and I was like, oh, techno scene's kind of popping here. Like, and I kind of like this music more, like it's just kind of more aligned to like who I am as a person, just like a bit silly, bit fun, can like kind of party.
Yeah, is that why you're drawn to it? Do you think it's because it aligns with like what you like to go and do, not necessarily just from like a partying perspective, but from like a community perspective in terms of like going to like a club or a venue or a, you know, a festival with like a crew and being like, you know, connected in that way? Is that why you're drawn to it, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the rave scene's like inherently like I guess political in a way, and like it's a place for to like build community and like create it's a safe space most of the time. It's like especially like early 90s all the way up until now, like it's been a place for like queer BIPOC people to like come together, build a crew, and then just like have fun. And I feel like when I moved down here, like obviously there's a poppin' scene here, but it was a way for me to like connect with other like BIPOC and queer and other minority like groups, and built a like real good crew, and that I know that are like gonna support me and I'll support them. And it's just like moving to a new place without any like friends or anything, like you kind of just like, you want to make a crew. And yeah, I found that in the electronic scene. So
Sick. And how was the move down here? Obviously, you just kind of alluded to it there. You know, moving down here, not knowing anyone. Firstly, what actually drove you to move down here? Was it the music purely, or?
it was just like a point in my life where like Brizzy can only take you so far. Like there's a special place for Brizzy in my heart.
Yeah.
But like, you know, had to spread my wings, and just like was the right time, and I was like, all right, time to leave. My sister had already been living here for like 7 years at the time, so kind of came down. She like provided a place for me to like kind of get my footing, like as in like a house, just chilling. Also like got in with like her like friend kind of group, and then while I like built my own. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, just like came down here and now we're here.
Yeah. No, but it's a big step. I mean, like, I think about myself, like, if I was to move to a new city, like, and not know anyone, it's quite a daunting experience. Obviously, like, shout out your sister, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, like, she made it so much easier, you know? But then I've been able to make my own, like, connections kind of separate from hers in a way. We still have, like, mutuals and stuff, but it's nice to have my own people.
Yeah.
Kind of disconnected from the sis, because, like, we live together, so it's... I don't want to be seeing her all the time. Yeah. Good ways. Like, I love my sister, but, yeah.
So when you first moved here, what sort of clubs were you frequenting?
Definitely Gasso. May she rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yep. Misk, definitely another one. And then just kind of like more kind of underground, like warehouse, ravey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Kazar's warehouse, frequented that one. Yeah. Yep. And then I think Kazar's like one of the first people to like book me for a set, actually. And so, yeah, shout out Kazar. Yeah. And then that kind of like got me thinking that this is like DJing is like a viable kind of thing. Because I was still doing my R&B stuff at the time. Like, yeah, when I first moved here, I was like doing gigs here and there, and I was just like, it's a lot of work, like carrying around the guitar and pedals and, you know, my didge. And I was like, whereas DJing, like, I don't want to say it's easy, but you just got to carry your USB and your headphones, and like, you just like know what tracks that people want to hear. Or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it is easier. Let's be real. Overall, in terms of like a functionality thing, but it's an important role. You play a very important role.
Got to create the vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the difficult part. You know, so that's the part that doesn't come easily.
Yeah.
In terms of your ability to, I mean, you just mentioned there, playing a bunch of instruments, you've kind of been, you know, circling through a bunch throughout your upbringing. I want to talk to you about the Yidaki. So playing that, like, first of all, one of my friends tried to show me how to circular breathe very, very hard. Playing that, obviously, you've learnt to do it, but being able to bring it into your hybrid DJ sets and, you know, use that alongside your music is a really, really powerful thing. But how have you found that, and being able to play that within your hybrid sets?
For me, like the didge and acid, they just go hand in hand. Like, I think it's because, like, you know, the didge sounds kind of like squelchy, kind of bassy, and like acid is just, like squelchy bass in a way. And then you can obviously like finesse it to like sound different, but ultimately they're born out of the same cloth, you know, they're cut from the same.
They're cousins.
Yeah, it's just like the didge is like a analog, like 303 in a way. I don't know, that maybe that's crazy to say, but that's just how I feel about it. And like, yeah, they just work so well together. And so when I like to play like real percussive tracks sometimes, and that's when I'll drop the didge. because, you know, you have that like real like groovy, chuggy stuff, and then you just drop the didge as like a kind of melodic element.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm using like the didge bone, which is like a mixture between like a didgeridoo and a trombone.
Okay.
So like slides, changes the note.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, you can like play the key and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, depending on like the track. And
Yeah, how do you go from like, yeah, whipping that out in like a live set to a dance floor? I mean, the first time I saw it was at Sonder, and it was incredible. Like, do you see a difference in the way that the crowd kind of move when you start to bring that in at all? Or do you feel a difference in the room? Because I certainly did, just quietly. Like, but I want to know from your perspective. Did you?
I feel like it's such a unique and refreshing thing,
Absolutely.
especially done by a black fella. Like, not them like, you know how there's like white fellas like
Yeah.
in America like playing didge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it is part of my culture, and like getting to share that with people, I think is like, it just hits different. And then people are like, oh shit, like this is kind of cool. And it just like works so well with like, particularly like the songs that I be playing. It just adds like a different element. And like the didge is such a grounding sound and instrument that like, yeah, like it kind of does change the, I guess, the vibes on the D floor in a way. Like you really like lock in. So yeah, it does. There is a bit of a shift, and like people, you see the phones come up because like, yeah, people just don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
That was the thing, and it was really, really interesting because obviously if someone plays a banging tune or whatever on the dance floor, like there's a vibe, or if they've been able to like, you know, had a sequence of tracks or layering that's like really special that they can, you know, grab people. But yeah, I couldn't really kind of explain like how. I think people were just in awe. I think was another thing, because you know that being able to play it is such a talent in itself, but to be able to play it in a way that really makes sense and adds to the vibe and the track itself was really, really cool, and is really, really cool. What's the I kind of want to launch into creating Didge Dance.
Yeah.
One of your that was a track that actually my mum showed me.
True.
So I think you might have had a interview on Triple J with Kaylin potentially, or featured on Triple J through Kaylin, maybe, I don't know, or they might have spoken about you on there. Anyway, Mum's an avid Triple J listener, shout out Mum, and came home and was talking about you to me. That's actually how I first heard about you.
True. There you go.
Yeah, Mum's like, I think it's Which Way? And I was like, oh, okay. And I remember I've seen your name on like a lineup or something, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then that's how, then I like did a bit of Googling and had a look and listened to Didge Dance. And it was just like, it's such a well-produced track, but it's really just, I can't really explain like what it made me feel, because like, as you said, like the didgeridoo is like such a grounding sort of instrument in itself, but the driving kick of the track itself, just like it makes you feel like I want to run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? Like it's really kind of like, it's got like really nice groove to it. What's the creative process in creating something like that?
Didge Dance was like originally like one of my very first like kind of electronic tracks. So it was like a really new experience to me, I guess. I think it is also like BPM wise is very like a lot lower than where I'm like pretty comfortable playing these days.
What is it?
I think it's like 130 something.
Yeah.
Which is like I'll play the top end of 130 and then push to like 145 normally. But yeah, it was like kind of like originally like a bit more housey, And then when I was like, okay, I want to start releasing like electronic tracks. Like I was just doing it for the love of it, and like kind of testing it, like the waters of the electronic kind of space. So yeah, I started like creating like housey, deep house stuff. And then when I like found that my sound's more of like akin to like acid, then I like went back to the track and then like edited a little bit, changed the drums up, added like the kind of acidy synth near the drop, I think. But yeah, just like laid down the didge and then...
And do you record that just at home? Or
Yeah, sometimes, so I don't know if you know the band Bidjara. They're like this sick like hip-hoppy reggae blackfella band. And yeah, they use Didge, and sometimes they've sent me samples before. This one I just like recorded the Didge myself. I have like a little SM58 Shure microphone, just like chuck it in. I think like if you can hear close enough, you can hear like birds outside.
really?
Yeah, like no pop filter, no nothing, just like just raw audio. So it's like if you listen real close, there's like you can hear.
There's a beauty in that.
There's like a creak in my chair as well. Like, yeah, I could probably hear it because I'm just like, yeah, you know when you're so critical of your.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, just like recorded the Didge, laid some drums on, and then one of my mates, Tyus, he goes by T33. He's like a kind of R&B singer. Wait, do you know the Qantas ad like from way back when? Like we call Australia home.
Yeah, the choir one.
Yeah, he's like the main like singer in that.
Really?
Yeah, so he was part of the label, and then like he was in the stew one day, and I was like, back when I was still in Brizzy, and I was like, yo, like, can I get you to drop some like black fella like sounds on the track, like brrr, and like ch, and that's him on the drop. Yeah. Yeah, that's Uncle Tice there.
Sick. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so it was just like a...
I love the Qantas ad.
yeah.
Talking about nostalgia, we were talking about nostalgia earlier. That's an iconic nostalgic ad.
Yeah, for real.
Because I wasn't sure, that was also another thing I had in my mind. I wasn't sure if they were your own samples or if you'd like grab them from somewhere, but it's actually a connection of yours that has done them, which is even better.
The ones at the start I think are me, and then on the drop it's Tyus. It was kind of funny.
Cool. Creating this new release, are we featuring the Didge anymore?
Yeah, so obviously released Totemic Relations, got the Didge in it. So also I was like trying to be like a bit silly with it, and I like, because my totem red-tailed black cockatoo, so I like sampled black cockatoos, and then I turned it into like a snare, like in part of it, and then at the end of the track you can hear like the actual like calls of the cockatoos. And then I've got a track yet to release that will come out with the actual album in November called Chalumkut, which means kookaburra in Kalkadungu. And like I sample kookaburras, and then that's heavily like Didge, like that's mainly Didge track. Cool. And then it's just like acid.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
And you touched on language there. With your culture and language, how does that sit with you in terms of like your connection to your language? I know, and we were talking about it before, around preserving the language and how many languages, Aboriginal languages around, have been lost. Where does that connection sit with you?
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, like, I'm pretty fresh into learning language. So I don't know my Bidjara side too much, like, in terms of language and even culture, I guess, because that's from my grandma, and haven't really done the work to fully like connect myself into that. But through my dad, who I've got like pretty deep connection with, that's my Kalkadungu side. Like he's mainly like acknowledges the Kalkadungu side. That's where he grew up in Mount Isa, and like, So this year I've like Our last fluent speaker of Kalkadungu passed away, unfortunately. So a lot of like aunties and uncles have been putting in the work to preserve the language. Lucky for us, like there was a white fella back like early days colonization, like anthropologists like recording the language and made a dictionary.
Okay.
And then we've been able, like the aunties and uncles been able to record that last speaker before they passed.
Okay.
And then now they've created a Cert 1 in Kalkadungu, so you can like learn the language. And so, yeah, early days, like I only started it maybe 2 months, 3 months ago, learning like sentence structure and just like basic words, like putut nini molta, like hello you mob, just like greetings and stuff. And then
You find it hard?
honestly, like it feels natural, like because I growing up, like there were words that like Dad and I and like my sis and fam would use, and like it was just like a thing. So, but like back then, like I was obviously wasn't conscious of like where I sat in the world, being like a fair skinned black fella, and like didn't know the like kind of like what it was to be like a minority and that kind of thing. And now that I've like grown, like I've been able to like reclaim the language to like preserve culture, obviously make music with like Didj to like give other people a taste of my culture. And it just feels natural because like we've been doing it, but it's just like now we're like fully like learning the language and like now associate the words and that the sentence structure, like in Kalkadungu, like you put whatever you think's the most important at the start of the sentence. And so like you can have multiple sentences that mean the same thing, but they're just arranged differently because of like how you see the importance.
Okay.
So like I could say, Nini putur, like that essentially means like you good, question mark. Or I could say like putur nini, like good you, like it doesn't matter, like because I think you're like the subject of the sentence, like nini. I'll put you first.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's a bit of a wig out. But
Yeah, because that was my question. Because some languages around the world, you say, for example, like in my partner, she's Turkish. They say the sentences backwards, kind of. So it's like, I went to the beach, but it's like beach. I went to the is how it's said literally. But that's interesting how it shifts. In Kalkadungu language. That's really, really interesting. When you're actually learning all of this, so are you actually doing the Cert 1 at the moment?
Yeah. It's pretty much finished. It was like only a month. Yeah. Like a month course, and like pretty extensive, like hectic, like every. It was like 4 weeks, like. Yeah, first week learned like kind of intros and then like, just evolved. But there was like a moment there where I had to like not do one of the weeks just because like life gets busy, like 9 to 5 plus DJ and stuff. Yeah. So I'm just like kind of learning it in my own time. And then as a way to kind of like lock it in, I'm teaching like the sis. So then we can like yarn together.
Continue it, because that's the thing. It's like learning it and then like putting it into practice. Yeah. And the upkeep of like, continuing to do it so it stays there, but also like, how do you, because I know you said it's quite a short stint, how do you continue to learn more? Do you have like the dictionary available that you go back and refer to? Or? Yeah,
so the dictionary's there, and like when I want to learn a new word or like want to like speak a language, I like refer to the dictionary and then just pull those words. And then like now that I know like the basics of the language, like the consonants, vowels, sentence structure, you can just like take the word and then just like I know how to use it.
Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense.
So now I've got the basis of the language. It's just learning the words now. Yeah, I think is like the next step. Nice. Which will be a bit of like a process, but we'll get there, I'm
confident you will. You're a smart human being. when you were starting out, and in the music world, we see a lot of people that are, I mean, from all walks of life. But Penny spoke about it in the last episode around when she was starting to DJ. There weren't many female DJs, so that was actually a barrier for her to kind of take that leap. And actually start doing it. She actually said she delayed her time for, probably 5 or 6 years. Just collecting records and, loving it for what it is, but actually struggled to make that next step. Was that a barrier for you in terms of representation at all?
Actually, not as much. We've got a crew. There's a lot of mob DJs, not going to lie. In the best way possible. Like, we got like Yikes, Demila, Michaela Wadago, Two Lovely Girls, Soft Black Pussy. The list goes on. Isaiah, Nicholas Curry. It keeps going. And like particularly in Melbourne as well, like we've got a crew that we be hanging out with and supporting each other. Ethan Savage, Randall's dad, like works at Triple R and like PGZ doing stuff as well. So yeah, we got a crew and we're here for each other. So yeah, it made it pretty easy and I felt supported. Yeah, it's good.
That's great. PGZ best DJ last year. Was that? That award? Was that last year?
Yeah.
We love you, Paul. Shout out. I want to talk to you about Same Way. So running parties. How's running parties?
Yeah, I've been doing it. I mean, the Same Way is pretty newish. Been running like events since like the inception of the label, like Black Label is what it's called, BLAK. Yeah, back when we started that in 2020, we were doing got a couple of grants to put on like nights for just minority groups like women, queer, BIPOC. So kind of have a background in like running events, which is good. Yeah. And it's even better when you have money behind you, like through a grant, to just like not worry. You can like book the venue, pay artists like what they're worth, kind of thing. That's the big thing, like being able to like pay people what they deserve. And then with Same Way, being able to just had a couple grants there, thankfully, to just like put on a couple things, and then been like hit up by, I don't know, just did a thing at House of Plants where they like kind of reached out to me as a promoter and like, we'll give you this much, you book who you want.
It's a lot of fun. And what's your vision with Same Way? What are you trying to kind of push with the party series? So
Same Way, I think sort of similar lines as Club Elevate in a way. Like I want it to be a party series. I want it to be a label as well eventually, but like just for predominantly like minority crew, and just kind of create a safe space where people can use it as a platform to like, one, like if they're like a new DJ, like have a platform to like have their first ever gig, you know, and that's like the start of something. Like for what people have done for me in the past, like Kaiser, like, you know, putting me on the Warehouse lineup, like that was like a first step, and then like, you know, we're here now. I want to be able to do that for other people and just like create a fun, safe space where people can just get a bit silly and like, yeah, feel safe and protected. That's the dream.
That is a top vision. That's great. It's awesome. And it's really such a testament to the people out there like yourself and like Kaiser, and there's many others that have been able to do that for so many other people. You know, the first club that really comes to mind for that is like the Gasso. Like so many people had their first gig there, myself included. I could name about 20 other people that I know that have had their first gig there, but they were really able to foster community really, really well, particularly in like the queer scene, the BIPOC scene. It is a club that's really going to be missed. I reckon I mention it every episode. But hats off to you for having that and wanting to carry that as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny when you think back. Like I think back to when I was starting to DJ, I had no idea what was what. You know, and for someone to kind of have that trust in you, like you had there with Kaiser, is, you know, so empowering. And as you said, you know, look what's happened now. Like you've been able to really establish yourself in the scene, both as a producer and, you know, running parties and DJing. So big ups, my friend, and big ups, Kaiser. Shout out.
Shout out.
So I like to kind of talk about people's perspectives on, you know, kind of get a little bit philosophical in a way. So, you know, we're out here kind of doing this stuff. We're DJing, playing music, you're producing music, we're running parties. Overall, like, why do you think you do it?
Yeah. Good question. I think like it all comes down to, I guess, community in a way. I mean, like beyond community, like I love music, and like music is a huge part of my life and my culture, and so like music is inherently me, and then like leading into that, that's like community. Like there's good people out there doing music stuff, and like all my homies, my nearest and dearest, the musos in some capacity, or like punters even, like, you know, and it's just a place where I feel safe and others feel safe too, and it's just who I am at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, that's the first time I've asked that question on here, but I was thinking about it, and it really does, and I would say for a lot of people, obviously the love of music aside, like community is like has to be at the forefront of most people, surely, because you think about the connections that you've made through that, but also I think just the feeling of when you're in a club or, you know, at a festival or whatever, and you run into someone that you've been on a lineup with, or someone that you've been, you know, it could be one of your friends that you've gone and seen an artist with, and like then you hear that song on the radio or, I don't know, in a mix or whatever, and just like the feeling that you get from that is just like, you can't really explain that, you know, that connection that you have. And so you create so many memories with these people, and sound is one of those things that is, it's like one of those context dependent cues where like you hear a sound and it takes you back there. And I think being able to do that regularly, when either you're playing music or listening to music, and being able to do that and have those experiences is like so powerful. It's like higher than, like, you can't really explain that feeling, you know what I mean? And I was thinking about it, I was like, I think that's why I do it. It's like community and like the connection that you have with the people over the music. And like you can meet people that don't even speak the same language as you, but bond over an artist that you love.
Yeah.
Which I just find that really cool.
It's just, it transcends like language, whatever, like it just is.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to explain because it just is like you're in the moment, and like it's a place where you can all just be equal. Like your love of music is like what connects you, which is there's not a lot out there where there is a space for that. Not that I can think of, you know?
Yeah, the only thing that like came to mind when I was thinking about that is like the collective of like supporting like a team, but then the thing that comes with that is you play other teams and then you like hate the other team. Like there's like, you think about like in soccer and whatnot, they like try and like kill each other and all of that.
Yeah.
The rivalry that comes with it. So it's like, yeah, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you and me about to be beefing. Geelong Cats versus Lions.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh God, now you've got the nerves happening. When people look back at Which Way in 10, 20 years, what do you think that you would like to be remembered for, you reckon?
I'd love to obviously have some banging tracks out there that people like, this is gold.
Timeless.
Yeah, you know, like me discovering like, you know, those like early 90s tracks. I'm like, this is sick. And I'm like, I want to rinse this until like my ears bleed kind of thing. I'd love to do that for someone else in the future. And also just like be remembered, I guess, for creating a space for people just be themselves. And, you know, like a big part of my ethos is just like, giving back to community. I guess that's like a huge part of, you know, Indigenous culture, being like Aboriginal, like, you know, we got to look out. It's like our duty now that I'm not so young, I'm still youngin', but like the older I get, like the more it is my duty to give back to community and support the next generation of not just blackfellas, but I think like any kind of artist. And that's kind of how I see it. Like I just want to give back and create cool spaces for people to feel themselves.
You think about same way and the ethos behind that. That's, you know, fundamentally that is, if you keep doing that, you're going to be remembered like that for sure. You know, it's going to be, 10 to 20 years. You'll probably still be out there making these tracks too, by the way.
Yeah, go on. I'll be an old head.
Yeah, you'll be an old head. Wow.
Yeah.
Chin stroker.
Yeah.
Probably bald by then, you know. Hide my hairline. There, get it.
You got a lot of things coming up in terms of the release. Overall, maybe not necessarily from a personal level, but what are you most excited about right now in terms of the music scene? Maybe something that's happening around you, someone. Could be anything. What's something upcoming? Can be yourself if you like, but I just kind of think it's nice to think outwards sometimes.
I don't know. I feel like we're still feeling the drips and drabs of like COVID.
In what way?
In like the live space, it kind of killed it a little bit, as well as like venues and stuff.
Yep.
Rip Gasso. But you know, I'm also feeling that we're coming back in a little way. And also like people are starting to take charge of like their own artistic journey, and like we're kind of like sticking up against the big corporates. Like a lot of them are like kind of cursed, as we'll kind of discussing before. And so like what I'm seeing is like a kind of revival in like the kind of grassroots kind of stuff. I'm seeing people like create labels. I'm seeing people create new clubs, like events and clubs, and I'm optimistic. I'm excited for the future because, it feels like we're on the dawn of a new era.
You're probably right.
In a little way, like I feel like stuff's starting to like revive again. And people, I don't know if it's like the people I'm around, but people are being a bit more critical of like what's going on in the world, and the industry itself, like it's a kind of, it's a spooky place. And these major labels are scary.
They're hard to beat, but we'll beat them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's cool people like you and myself and other people doing stuff to, create these spaces where like less known artists can like do their thing and then become bigger. Yeah. So I'm optimistic. That's exciting.
That's a nice outlook. That's good. I really like that. Because, you're right. The clubs have really, and venues overall, have really suffered in the wake of COVID. And I think also just like the whole licensing thing is such a headache. Like to be able to get a license is a pain in the ass. And also like people complaining about noise and stuff like that, like you've just moved next to a club.
Yeah.
Like that sort of shit.
It just doesn't make sense.
The stuff about the Nightcat was like, I think that there was a development that was getting built there, and they'd lodged a formal complaint against the Nightcat, but the development hadn't even been built yet. It's just like, I live behind the nightcap.
Make it make sense, you know?
I go to sleep with a kick drum like all the time because I've got live behind the nightcap, but it's just
Yeah.
kind of learned to just ride with it.
Yeah, and also I feel like festival space, like we lost like Innovanica, Gay Times, like those kind of smaller festies, which I personally think are the best ones. Like it's real, like yeah.
One singular stage.
Yeah.
Singular stage is a
We're getting stuff like Sonda popping up,
Ballista.
Ballista.
Ballista's a sick one.
Yeah.
You got to get to Ballista. It's right up your alley in terms of sound.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Ballista. You want to book me?
Your man Alpha Tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that pop up.
It's come to the last segment. Ricky's Quickies.
Ricky's Quickies.
Yeah, so just a few quick fire questions. Don't want you to think too much about them.
Yeah, let's go. Run it.
Produce or DJ for the rest of your life?
Produce.
Track you're obsessed with right now?
Track I'm obsessed with. Yeah, The Rabbit's Name Was by A&E Dept.
Nice.
It's banger.
Dream back to back?
Dream B2B. Oh, fuck it. Alpha Tracks. Run it up.
Favourite festival or venue you've played?
Sonda.
Sonda? Nice.
100%.
If you could play at one venue anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Good question. I'm going to China in end of October,
Really?
start of November, so somewhere in Shanghai. I don't know what.
What are you doing in China?
It originally was just like got a really cheap deal. Like it was like $1,000 flights, a comm included, plus a tour. You go to like Shanghai, Beijing, Xi'an, somewhere else, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll turn it into a bit of a tour. So I've hit up like radio shows and stuff, and like venues. So maybe one of those venues.
Playing over there?
Yeah. I was just like, while I'm there, I may as
Yeah,
well
yeah, absolutely.
get it under the belt. International artist kind of thing.
That's
Look
awesome.
better on the resume.
Yeah,
Pitch deck? Yeah.
that's good stuff. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. If you got any connections to China and or booking agents over there, let us know.
I don't. The only people I know, Cooper, Reflex Blues, been to China. Who else? I know Ben Clocks played there, but not really like connected there at all.
Yeah.
One person that you'd love to have dinner with.
Just the first person that came to my head, Baker Boy.
Really?
Yeah. Baker Boy, he just seems like a lad, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool that just pops straight into your head.
I don't know why.
That's got to be the answer though, you know.
That's it. Like, it was just there.
That's great.
Music's cool.
Yeah,
And he's just
iconic as well. Like,
cool fella, you know? He's done some music with my uncle. And my uncle's saying he's just a really nice kid, you know?
what game are you currently playing at the moment?
What game am I playing? I'm back on the CS Counter-Strike.
Really?
CS2, yep. Back into CS at the moment. Also playing lots of Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a good one. It's really good. Started a new campaign. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, but like video game.
Yeah, right.
It's good. One game of the year, like whenever it came out.
Yeah, so no wonder you and Nat get along. That's a...
Yeah, little Nat Doors. We play 40 together. Yeah.
She was just, I saw a story the other day. Skate 4 finally came out.
Skate 4 did
Been
come
waiting
out.
for that shit for ages,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Have you played it?
Have I? Nah, I don't have it. I actually sold my PS4 when COVID finished.
True.
Yeah,
True.
so my choice was download Ableton, learn to produce, or play Warzone with my friends, and I chose the latter, and therefore I've just never learned to produce.
Well, if you want to learn, come through.
Yeah, I need to actually just fire up and do it because it's helpful for like general editing and ripping vinyl tracks and being able to boost them
For
properly
sure.
and all of that shit. So I need to do it.
Cheeky little master. Who was I talking? DJ Swisher.
Oh, yeah.
His name's also Isaac.
Yeah, of
I
course.
was in the stew with him once, and he was telling me that before any set, he masters all the tracks himself,
Really?
which is insane.
So
He,
therefore he would like, yeah, wow, okay.
He remasters like all the tracks, particularly like the old tracks, because you know like they just sound different.
Yeah.
They're quite flat.
Yeah, they are really
They don't
flat.
hit.
But yeah, he remasters everything, so they just like all hitting the same. And I'm like, this guy is built different.
It's a lot of effort.
That is a lot of effort.
I can't be bothered even putting in cue points. Like mastering a track.
Yeah.
Hats off.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
I feel like I'm built as like a bird kind of vibe. I want to soar above everyone.
Nice.
Got skinny ankles, you know. got the talons, yeah.
What specific bird do you think?
It's got to be my totem. Red-tailed black cockatoo. I've also got emu. Emu's like, so Kalkadungu, like, emu's like the mob, and then my bloodline within Kalkadungu is red-tailed black cockatoo.
Okay, cool.
So probably one of them.
Yeah. And sunrise or sunset?
Feel like sunset hit different. It's always more vivid, more like, that's actually one of my favorite colors, like that gradient, pinky orange, bit of purple, bit of blue. Oh,
Yeah.
hits different.
Nothing better, I
Yeah.
reckon. Personally, I'm sunset as well.
Yeah.
Sunrise is nice, but it's just like more pastel-y. It's not as like strong as like a sunset, you know?
Yeah. What's your favourite club to play at here in Naarm?
Love it or hate it, but I kind of like it. Sub club. If it's got a good crowd, it's a good venue to play at. Just like, I feel like sound wise, it's like pretty good
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of dark and moody. Fits along nicely with my sound
Yeah.
in a way. The new warehouse that Kaysa's working on, there's like 3 other partners.
It's
Scratch. In Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got like function ones.
Yeah.
That was banging. I haven't played there yet, but
Did you go to the one that Baby G played at?
yeah.
First one? And
Yeah.
Hannah and Co. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was meant to go, but called in sick,
True.
unfortunately.
Truest.
Yeah, need to get there.
Yeah, it's good one.
Nice. What would your last meal on earth be?
I really like Lebanese food, like a little lentil pie.
Oh yeah.
There was this joint in Brizzy in West End, and it burnt down.
Oh, no.
And it was my favourite place ever. Used to get a mixed deluxe and a lentil pie and a Turkish delight. It was like the best place, and then it burnt down.
That's shattering.
I don't want a last meal anymore. Like that was my last meal. I don't want to eat anymore. I want to remember that.
Oh, that's devastating.
But yeah, probably that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Or El Jana.
What?
El Jana.
El Jana.
El Jana chicken.
El Jana chicken.
There's one in the city now. There's also one in like Preston.
Okay. No, I'm not. I don't think
Slaps.
I'm familiar.
Crispy burger box.
Beautiful.
Hot and spicy burger, yeah. Hit different.
Yeah.
Hit different.
You
And
have that at sunset and it's perfect.
speaking my language.
Your final question. It's your last ever gig. What do you close with?
I like to make all my sets different. But you know how I close with presets at Sonder?
Yeah.
Just hit different.
Yeah.
Presets hit different.
Yeah.
My people,
Yeah.
good track.
Yeah.
Banging track with the didge. Yeah, I'm doing that again.
Absolutely. It was epic. I remember hearing it come in. And the funny thing is, I was actually outside at the start. And when you were outside, I don't know if you noticed that stage, the rattle of the, because it was like tin on the outside. The rattle was insane.
Really?
It's like insane. It was like it was literally like there was an earthquake as I was like walking in. It's just it's just hectic. And then you go in there and you're like, does not sound, because you got like from the outside you're like, is this going to sound like shit in there? But it's not.
Yeah, it sounded pretty good. And, Ancestors looking out that night because like the main stage closed during my set. So there was massive line out the door. Just like universe was universing, you know, and like got people to come see me, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just worked out. Murphy's Law.
Nicely done, Isaac. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting down and chatting to you on Club Elevate. It's yeah, I mean, you're someone that I've admired from afar for a while now. Shout out my mum for plugging you to me a while ago.
Shout out the realist.
But yeah, you're doing great work, both from a DJ perspective, productions perspective, and obviously community perspective. So big ups to you, and very keen to see what's to come.
Thanks for having me. It's been a real pleasure, and keen to take you to El Jana. You got to try that crispy burger. It's different.
Big love.